However, that's not the purpose of my chat. The purpose of my chat today is to further advance the idea of a caretaker government, especially in British Columbia, but more particularly in Canada and generally around the world. In effect, it's a form of direct democracy that moves us in a steady way, in a rational way, in a functional way, in a practical way, from the current domination by political parties. Political parties represent corporate interests. Corporate interests represent the vested interests of the various aristocracies, and the vested interests of the various aristocracies is a cut down on the number of the population. I mean, by and large, the eugenics people hang on to Malthus in the 18th century thinking, and they pervert the thinking of Adam Smith. They pervert the thinking of Darwin. They pervert the thinking of, they don't do much about perverting the thinking of Ricardo and Malthus. And they claim a biological reality for their thinking. Madness, total madness. Human beings, animals, which we are gifts of the Creator. And life is a gift of the Creator. And the Creator is a more profound comprehension than most of us could even approach. I'm interested in mysticism, of course. I have a soul and an individual identity, which I think probably doesn't even carry my personality. It's just conscious awareness. And I've had to adopt a metaphysical approach to these questions by saying, there is a Trinity. There is a Trinity between Mother Earth and Father Son. And we are in that Trinity as part of the surface chemistry. The surface chemistry is a result of the photons, which as scientists we're still unable to fully identify, and whether or not photons carry elements of consciousness. Again, I believe it's beyond, but not entirely beyond, science to determine. But clearly, it generates, by entering the material substance of Mother Earth, the soil, the earth, brings forth all manner of life, and we're part of that life. And because we have the capacity for creation, I like to think we're creator sons and daughters of that original Creator. That this is God's will, if you will. And God's will, to me, is the grand order divine, G-O-D, expressing purpose. Now, all the Vedic people and deeply mystical Christian people, deeply mystical Jewish people, all people who have entered the world of understanding of the nature of the quality of life, mana, many call it, mana being the strength of understanding, that the manner in which things are done. There's another way of looking at it. The manner of things is the appearance of things, and being a knock-on-wood Druid type, I like solidity, and that's why I like the idea of the Trinity as being between a father and a mother and children, and I'm one of those children, and I'm grateful for that. Now, what have I observed in 50 years in Canada? I've seen this country fall from the potential of a wise and loving and harmonious people, yes, struggling with internal problems, but dealing with those in an honest way. And although there were fringes of elitism, sexism, racism, and all those things here, they hadn't taken a dominant role in the life of Canada as they have today. And they have done that today because any system gets ragged and old if it doesn't change. People say, we have to maintain the status quo. Well, my understanding of the word status quo means the way things are, but it doesn't, it's not locked in stone. We are an evolutionary species, and the evolution we must take, to me, is towards individual and collective enlightenment. Enlightenment to me means a profound understanding of the nature of life and a profound understanding of the nature of compassion, kindness. Kindness is the foundation. Kindness is seeing ourselves in others and attach to others our sense of right and wrong, and saying that man's suffering for things that I believe are entirely wrong, and I must stand with him in being outspoken about the oppression of that person. I see the oppression of the working class in Canada is a great tragedy. People thoughtlessly just refuse to participate in trying to change things because they're so afraid of losing what they've got. Many doomsayers say, oh, well, things have got to get a lot worse before, there's going to be a revolution or a change. No, I don't believe that. I believe it's possible to, by directing our affairs in an intelligent way, not exclusively to ourselves, not exclusively, I was going to say even, not even exclusively to our families, although God knows our first responsibility as individuals, as parents, as grandparents, is to ensure that our families are secure. But to do it in a way which we're not creating enemies. We're not saying, yes, we don't want to participate in war because we don't believe that sending armed troops to Haiti is doing anything to improve the situation. And certainly to undermine Jean-Bertrand Aristide is a disgrace to the Canadian people. The fact that we're in Afghanistan with an army is a disgrace to the Canadian people. We need caretaker governments, both at the provincial and the federal level. And I regret to say that I'm not going to identify these cowardly psychopaths who are directing our affairs today, but that's precisely what they are. They have no vision. They do not know where they're going. They do not have a plan for anything except their own survival and the domination of a heretic class, in my view, who are just bullies, rapists, bullies, blue meanies, and dirty tricksters. And I don't want to fall into the enemy syndrome. I believe in reform. I believe these people can turn around and wake up to and move with the solidarity of the Canadian people towards a better world, towards better understandings, towards more kindness, towards approaching love, approaching the letting other vehicles evolve, or as one of my friends says, letting other vermin evolve. Well, if it's vermin, then by all means let them evolve. Let them evolve. Let them not stay as merely dangerous to our selective and collective survival. Hey, we have to be intelligent. We have to use our collective intelligence. And we cannot tolerate anymore the kind of idiocy that has been foisted on us by the federal government and the provincial government. Time now for change. Vote none of the above in the next election. And if you really want to make a fuss, well, write a letter and say, I refuse to pay any more taxes until Canada brings its troops home from Afghanistan and we change our attitude towards the way we're dealing with the people in Haiti. That's my message for today. And I hope I didn't rant too long. God bless you all, and peace and blessings. Thank you very much.